knows he is a fool is that much wiser. The fool that thinks he is wise is a fool indeed. And this is how it is with most scientists in the world. This is how it is with 99.99% of medical professionals in the world, because 99.9% of medical professionals in the world are either MDs or PhDs. They do not know what they do not know, and yet they have no sense of introspection, no sense of courage, no sense of being able to observe and come to proper conclusions. They just toe the party line. And when they toe the party line, you get sick. When they toe the party line, you go bankrupt. When they toe the party line, you die. And that's what we're up against here, and that's why we exist, to bring an end to the madness, to show you a way out of the maze of mediocre medicine prescribed by Machiavellian MDs who do not have your best interests at heart, because they do not know what's best for you. They only know what they've been trained in, and what they've been trained in is just one small piece of the pie of medical science. Going up to one of my favorite countries in the world right now, Canada. Going to go to Calgary and talk to Tom. Hey, Tom, thanks for calling. You are live.
Thank you, Peter.
What's going on, Tom?
I'm calling about a friend of mine. His mother's 91, and she's got thyroid problems, and she's on Synthroid right now.
Yeah.
And I believe she's also supplementing that with iodine, I believe.
Well, 91, what the heck, right? I mean...
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. So, well, I can tell you what we do to optimize the structure and performance of the endocrine system in the human body. The recommendation, of course, would be eliminate the 10 bad foods. Do the anti-aging Healthy Start Pack, one anti-aging Healthy Start Pack. And I would do the Healthy Start 2.0, right? Because, well, this is one of the things I love about longevity is they don't rest on their laurels. They continue to do research. They continue to do product development. They continue to listen to the consumer, to follow the most current research, and to adjust their products appropriately. I mean, so they have a whole new slew of stuff. It's called Healthy Body Packs 2.0. And so the Healthy Body Pack 2.0 is better than the Healthy Start Pack. The Healthy Anti-Aging Body Pack 2.0 is better than the original anti-aging Healthy Start Pack. And so, the recommendation here would be get the best of the best. So it would be the Anti-Aging Healthy Pack 2.0, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of Ocean's Gold per 100 pounds of body weight per month. The myrrh oil applied topically to the thyroid gland 3 times a day. And complete elimination of all 10 of the bad foods. Now, the secret sauce here for someone who's in their 90s would be the Z-Radical. As much Z-Radical as she can afford, just give it to her. I mean, she can afford 4 bottles of Z-Radical a month, excellent. 1 bottle of Z-Radical a week, that's what I do. It's a very, very good additional add-on, not to be too redundant, for the health of the human body. And notwithstanding that, Tom, what I would encourage you to do is let this be a cautionary tale to you, right? Because how old are you, Tom? What's your current age?
60.
60. Well, right. If you stick with us, you'll have 40, maybe 50 more years. 40, maybe 50 more years of health. And, I grew up on an island off the coast of Massachusetts, and I love to sail. I'm a pretty good sailor, too. And when you're sailing a long distance, or even if you're motoring on a boat, or even if you're in a plane flying for a long distance, and your course is off by 1 degree, you're going to end up in, Timbuktu, for goodness sake. So if you make changes now to the way that you're going with your health, if everybody in the listening audience now eliminates the 10 bad foods, takes the appropriate Healthy Pack and selenium and Z-Radical, appropriate for body weight every day for the rest of your life, you are dramatically going to alter where you end up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. And so when I see people in their 90s who are up against it, it makes me double down with my discipline for the nutritional supplements. How's everything going up there in Calgary, by the way? What's going on with your experience of longevity?
Well, I talked to you a little while ago, Peter, here about some other people, and I'm doing reasonably well. I told you I was doing about 100% better than I had been in May. Now, I'm probably slacking off a little bit in, I've eliminated 10 bad foods. I was up to a 34 waist, and I've always been 30 to 32, and I've dropped quite a bit of the weight around the middle here and since May.
Nice.
And I'm feeling way better. My lower back is bothering me a little bit, just kind of sort of sore or tired or whatever.
Yeah.
Across the lower back.
Well, the first thing to do with chronic low back pain is think not enough calcium, right? So, and the thing about it is, if you're in your 60s, then ostensibly for 60 years, the better part of 60 years, you've been eating all the wrong foods, and those foods have had a net negative cumulative effect, like a snowball rolling down a hill, on the ability of your digestive tract to absorb stuff, right? So you may be taking the appropriate amount of nutrients for your body weight, but because of 60 years of digestive abuse, your system is maybe only able to absorb 30% of it, 40% of it, 50%, who knows? So as a little in-house experiment, what I would do for 7 days as an experiment is triple the amount of calcium that you're taking now. Just triple it. Whatever you're doing right now, triple it for 7 days, and look to see in that 7-day span whether or not there's a remarkable improvement in the low back pain, and quite frankly anything else. Remember, because everything's connected here, and we're not just the low back doctors, we're not just the gallbladder doctors, right? And as a matter of fact, I need to be careful of how I speak, because again, we don't treat joints, we don't treat bones. What we do is give boilerplate medical nutrition to support and promote the structure and function of the bones, to support and promote the structure and function of the thyroid gland, to support and promote the structure and function of your body's ability to metabolize blood sugar, etc. So, I'm glad that you're moving on down the road here, Tom, and remember, we rest on results. If you come up against a plateau in your recovery or you hit a wall, that means you need to increase your consumption of one or more of the supplements, or you really need to focus on cleaning your diet up. I appreciate the phone call, Tom.
Peter, one more question quick.
Okay, real quick.
Okay, my buddy, he's had gallstone problems. He's still got his gallbladder. He did have a perforated appendix from a stone.
Ouch.
And whatnot. So I heard about the allergic to the fried egg thing already.
Okay, good.
What can he do?
All right, so healthy diet. Yeah, that's correct. Absolutely correct. Because when there's gallstone trouble, when the gallbladder has stones in it, the reason that it has stones in it is because the bile is funky. Why is the bile funky? The bile's funky because the liver is funky. Why is the liver funky? Because the liver has run out of the nutrients it needs to maintain its structural integrity. So what we do in the face of gallstones is give bile, more bile. And the actual presence of good bile will dissolve the gallstones. It will actually dissolve the gallstones. So the recommendation here would be to overdo it with the ultimate enzymes. Overdo it with the ultimate enzymes. I'd even experiment with taking 2 ultimate enzymes between meals. 2 ultimate enzymes between meals 3 times a day. If that provokes a burning sensation in the stomach, then he can cut down to 1 ultimate enzyme 3 times a day between meals. But adding more ultimate enzymes when you're not digesting stuff will go a long way towards supporting and promoting the structure and function of the gallbladder. And in order to help the liver out, selenium, and then more selenium. So regardless of what this guy weighs, I'd have him do 4 bottles of selenium a month. That's 12 selenium a day. 4 with breakfast, 4 with lunch, 4 with dinner. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Add the digestive enzymes into the bargain. And, look out for the killer fried egg, right?
Right, okay. Thank you, Peter.
All right, Tom, it's my pleasure. It's always nice to talk to those of us up there in the great white north. I love the province of Calgary. It's fantastic. Going from Canada to Texas. Why? Because we can kind of talk to Alaric from Texas. Hey, hello, Alaric. Thanks for calling. You are live.
How you doing, Doctor?
Very, very good.
Okay. My son, he's 3 years old, going on 4. Since I started with longevity products, I give him Cal-Toddy. His eczema seems to be getting better. But sometimes what occurs is he'll have almost like an asthma attack, and he's breathing hard. But like in 24 hours, it'll go away, or 36 hours, it'll go away.
Yeah.
We got rid of all the 10 bad foods. We don't eat any gluten. I'm not sure if he's allergic to eggs. I don't think so, because he'll eat eggs and he won't act funky or anything. So I'm curious to what might be occurring with his body.
More EFAs. He just needs more EFAs, because essential fatty acid supplementation is linked to both eczema and asthma, right? So how many EFAs is he getting now?
I try to get him 3 a day. I'm going to see if I can up that, because I can put a pen inside there and squeeze it in there, and he likes that for that fact. So.
Yeah, okay. So another thing you might want to try with kids, I've had some parents tell me that they just give them to their kids like little gummy bears. The kids chew on the essential fatty acid capsule. It pops in their mouth, and they think that's just the greatest thing in the world, right? So I would give him a minimum of 6 a day, a minimum of 6 a day for 1 month, and see if that rounds it out. You could also go up to 9 a day for 7 days and see if that makes a difference. You know, we really have to be a little aggressive here with the essential fatty acid supplementation in the presence of asthma. Oh, and the other thing, Alaric, again, up against the break here, look to see the food that he's just had to eat or drink right before any asthma attack, see if there's a relationship. But if you up the EFAs, we're going to be good. Stick around, folks. More to come after these messages. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Welcome to another live edition of FireYourMDNow.com. Today is the 26th day of July, 2013, the 26th day of July. How the heck did that happen? How come winter doesn't go by this fast? Why is it always summer that just rips by? Why doesn't winter go by this fast? That's what I want to know. If you have any ideas on why time speeds up in the summertime, I want to hear it. We're going to go right now and talk to Rita from, I think she's from Idaho. Hello, Rita. Thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I was wondering, on my husband's kidney issues and so forth, how bad is it for him to take ibuprofen for pain, because Tylenol and so forth doesn't work?
Well, of course, whenever it comes to pain, right, we want to assess what's causing the pain and try to get to the root cause of the pain rather than just medicating symptoms into the corner, right?
Right.
So have the MDs or anybody, any medical professionals figured out what the cause of the pain is?
No.
So where is he experiencing the pain?
Sometimes in his neck. He's having a battle with his neck right now, or in his hips. He feels like the hips are the joints are rubbing together.
Okay, well, one thing that he can do, have you used the CM cream topically at all?
Yes.
And that does nothing for this?
Not very much, not really.
Okay. And how much does he weigh?
About 240.
Okay, and has he cleaned up his diet and eliminated the 10 bad foods yet?
Yes.
Okay, great. And is he taking, a 250-pound dose of the supplements?
Yes.
Okay, good. How long has he been doing that for?
He had a bad battle with gout, so now he's on the BTO, or the 2.0 one, for about a week, and now he's experiencing diarrhea. So now I was speaking with Matt, and so he said dilute it more and have him sip on it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Now, you know what that means, right? When people get loose stool from these nutritional supplements, it's not the nutritional supplement that's causing the loose stool, it's his body's inability to absorb it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like if you had a strainer and you were pouring water through it but the strainer was all gummed up, you know, with a bunch of mashed peas or something, mashed potatoes or something in the bottom of the strainer, the water would pile up in the strainer and start to pour over the top. Well, it's the same. The problem here isn't the supplement, it's his body's ability to absorb it, which is why he developed joint problems in the first place, right? Because unwittingly, because he listened to the knucklehead MDs and, you know, Betty Crocker for all of his life, just like everybody else, his intestinal tract has really been compromised. So what you may want to do, again, as an experiment, because guaranteed he has a problem with absorption, you know, otherwise the loose stool thing wouldn't be happening. So as an experiment for 7 days, I would have him triple the amount of calcium that he's taking every day. Triple it. Whatever he's taking now for the liquid calcium. As an experiment, triple it and, you know, spread it out over the course of the day, right, so that, you know, you don't overwhelm his system with one single dose. So spread out the doses over the course of a day in triplicate and see if that gives him more relief. Now, there's another thing that he can do besides pain meds to see if he can't get on the other side of this. And I want you to write these things down, okay?
Okay.
I want you to have him pay attention to what the pain feels like. Is it ripping? Is it burning? Is it tearing? Is it pulling? Is it pressing, right? I want him to be able to describe the pain. I want him to be able to say where he feels the pain, you know, my right hip, my left big toe, whatever, anatomically where it happens, when the pain flares up. You know, like every night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm woken up and my hip's killing me. Or every time I walk more than, 100 feet, my hip starts to get worse. Or right before it starts to rain, my hip goes crazy or whatever. I want him to look to see when the pain gets worse. And lastly, if there's anything that makes the pain feel better or anything that makes the pain feel worse besides drugs, you know, like putting ice on it or massaging it or lying down on his back or lying down on his stomach or anything at all that makes the pain feel better and anything at all that makes the pain feel worse. If he pays attention to those things and then calls me back on this radio show, or you call me back on the radio show and give me the answer to those questions,
okay,
I can dial in a homeopathic medicine that may help to manage his pain a great deal. And if we can find a homeopathic medicine to do that, then it's going to kick the butt of any type of ibuprofen or any type of over-the-counter pain med. But, you know, pain stinks. So if he needs to do anything, I would go with Tylenol, quite frankly. It doesn't work. Well, I think you might be up against it here. Have him triple his calcium dose and see what happens. And have him answer those questions and get back to me. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the second hour. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Check the website out, why don't you? I know you want to. I know you're just dying to. Pull over to the side of the road, whip out your Android, whip out your iPhone. Check it out, fireyourmdnow.com. Or go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Peter Glidden, and check out last night's worldwide muscular dystrophy webinar. It'll bring tears to your eyes. If that webinar doesn't bring tears to your eyes, there's something seriously wrong with you. Check it out. Knowledge is power. We need to all hang together, or most assuredly we will hang alone. Going to California now to talk to Dave. Hey, Dave, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hey, how are you, Dr. Glidden?
Pretty good, Dave. How's everything in the People's Republic of California?
Hey, everything is great. Hey, I want to comment on last night's with longevity and defying MD. Todd Harrison, that's my nephew, and I got to tell you, like everyone else said, last night by far, it was awesome. I mean, obviously, like you said, it brought a lot of tears. But my reason I'm calling today is, I'm 46 years old myself with Becker's muscular dystrophy. And, I'm going to tell you, I was foolish. I sat back and I waited to watch Todd's improvement. And I'm going to tell you what, I've been on longevity products the last 2 months. I mean, and the things I'm experiencing on top of Todd, it's incredible. I mean, the softening of my muscles, my biceps, my body, just improvement of stamina, strength. just my energy. I'm calling today because I encourage anybody and everybody that has any ailment, whether it's muscular dystrophy or whatnot, don't waste your time. Don't put it off. I mean, jump on the bandwagon and get involved in taking Longevity's products and putting your body back on top. Like I said, I'm 46 years old, and I am blessed that I got a nephew out there that's pushing and pushing, that doesn't want to accept what the doctors have said and being in a chair. I just want to thank you, Dr. Glidden, for the awesome work you and Dr. Wallach are doing, and I mean, that's really the reason for my phone call today.
Well, Dave, you're an inspiration to everybody, and, you know, just to make it clear here, if I seem tall to people, it's because I'm standing on Dr. Wallach's shoulders. When it comes to muscular dystrophy, Dr. Wallach's research is really the thing that has changed everything here. It's the thing that's turned the tide. It's brought to light the incredible, unbelievable, hard-hearted intractableness of the conventional medical model. They just don't want to hear it if it's not inside of what they've been taught in medical school, even if it's true, even if it's correct, even when there are human lives on the line. They don't give a good hoot about it. That's one more reason to fire them. And you know, Dr. Wallach and I are both naturopathic physicians, and in the wonderful world of naturopathy, quite frankly, in the wonderful world of medical science, Dr. Wallach's been published over 70 times. He saved an entire species from going extinct, the white rhinos in Africa. He discovered the first case of non-human cystic fibrosis. He has a research publication in the Smithsonian Institution. I mean, the list goes on and on. And this is the thing, Dave. This is what we're up against, right? You know, if we were back in Christopher Columbus's day and we knew that the earth was round, we would have an advantage, and we would also be looked down upon because we're talking to people, hey, man, the earth is round. They're going to go, you're crazy. You're an idiot. The earth isn't round. You know, go to the mental institution. You know, go see the Pope. Go ahead, you know, get the evil spirits lifted from your body, whatever. Because the information that we bring to the table is so new, and because it flies in the face of conventional wisdom, nobody looks at it. And so this is why your job is important. This is why your piece of the puzzle is important. This is why Todd Harrison's job is important. And this is why the existence and the persistence of longevity is important. We're all in this together, and you're welcome, quite frankly. You know, you're welcome. But really, we're all in this together. We're different spokes of the same wheel. You know, we all have different jobs in the restaurant, right? Restaurant couldn't run if all of a sudden, the maitre d' left. The waitress couldn't run if all of a sudden the restaurant couldn't run. If all of a sudden all the waiters and waitresses left or the cooks left, couldn't do it. We're all in this together, and I would encourage you wholeheartedly to open your mouth, spread your word about this. This webinar that we have, it's now up on YouTube, is an excellent way to promote our message. And here's the simple way to do it, Dave. And, you know, I'm assuming that you already know this, but I'm saying this more for the listening audience. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a longevity distributor, and if you're having trouble getting people to listen to what you're saying, it's probably because you're talking too much. The secret here to enroll people in our methodology is to become interested instead of interesting. So talk as little as you can. Here's the pitch. Listen, I know a doctor that says you don't have to suffer with that. If I send you a link to this webinar, will you watch it? If I send you a link to this YouTube video, will you watch it? If I lend you this CD, will you listen to it? If I invite you to this live webinar next Thursday night, will you attend? It's that simple. That's all that you have to say. Say that to 10 people a day and your life will change. Send that to 10 people a week and your life will change. We're up against human stubbornness, Dave. You know this more than anybody else. I mean, you've done what the MDs told you for 40 years, got nowhere. Now you're doing what Dr. Wallach tells you, and in a couple of months you're seeing specific and measurable, noticeable results. My goodness sakes, man, you and Todd are both inspirations here. I want to thank you, Dave, for taking a walk on the wild side and listening to what we have to say.
You know, I want to add just one last thing to that, Dr. Glidden. You know, when you've got a nephew that's 24 years old, looks you in the face and tells you that his dream in his life is to see you walk again. How could I not, by watching what he's doing, how could I not get on this protocol? How could I not be dealing with longevity products? I mean, to hear him say that, I mean, knocked me, out of my chair. It floored me. That, I mean, he's not thinking of just himself. He's thinking of me. He's thinking of everybody else out there.
And this is the greatest unspoken thing about longevity, is because when you get involved with longevity, you are surrounded by thousands of people who think about other people first before they think about themselves. That's why we do longevity, to help people, to lift people up. And that's a good group to run with. Dave, you're the greatest, man. Keep up the good work down there in California. Call me anytime. Why don't you call me every couple of months with an update, for goodness sake? And, you know, we're only beginning, man. We're only beginning here to spread our message to the muscular dystrophy community. So you got to hang on, buddy. The best is yet to come. Thanks.
My plan is to get out of this chair.
Well, 1 week at a time. I mean, and what you want to see is specific and measurable improvement every couple of weeks, right? As long as you're getting that, it's only a matter of time until your body maximizes its performance. So just hang fire, stay tough with the discipline, continue to eliminate those bad foods, continue to take the supplements, and if you need anything from me, you call me up. You have my undivided attention and my unrelentless help. Now go out there and enroll some people, Dave. You guys are the greatest. Ladies and gentlemen, go to YouTube right now. I mean, right now. Dr. Peter Glidden, Dr. Peter Glidden. Go to YouTube. Just click in Dr. Peter Glidden. Find that's my YouTube channel and watch the webinar from last night. And have lots of tissues ready. No kidding, because the truth has a ring to it. And we are only at the beginning of what we're up to here. Going from California to someplace, I think it's Irissa, maybe? Irissa, is that how to pronounce your name? Thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, thank you. It's Irissa.
Irissa, there you go.
Yes, I understand you're talking about muscular dystrophy, but I was watching on your video, and I noticed how they were walking, not able to, like, what do you call it? Not able to lift the foot completely up, down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm suffering with multiple sclerosis, and I'm having that same problem. And that's what's impairing me to walk.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right, that different people, I could have 100 people all with arthritis, right? And it might be arthritis of the left knee. And each one of them, even though they all have the definitive diagnosis of arthritis of the left knee, they would all have different experiences of their arthritis, right? Some people's arthritis might only be problematic after they walk more than a mile. Some people's arthritis might be really problematic as soon as they start to move. Some people's arthritic pain might move down their leg into their foot. Another person's arthritic pain might move up the leg into the hip. Another person's arthritis might be impossibly bad as soon as it starts to rain. Another person's arthritis might get remarkably better as soon as it starts to rain. So there are variations across the theme for all different illnesses, right? Not everybody's multiple sclerosis presents the same. Not everybody's muscular dystrophy presents the same. Everybody has different symptoms of it and different intensities of those symptoms, right? So regardless of where you are in your relationship to your symptoms, with whatever it is, I don't care if it's eczema, I don't care if it's asthma, I don't care if it's muscular dystrophy, I don't care if it's multiple sclerosis, I don't care if it's heartburn or the heartbreak of psoriasis. Wherever you are now in your relationship to your symptoms, what we want to see with medical nutrition is a positive change within 90 days. A positive change within 90 days. Yeah, somewhere. Something's got to get better. Something has to brighten up. Now, we're not saying that we have, a cure for these conditions because, number one, that's illegal. And number two, we don't have enough data to say that. I mean, I can presume that that's what's happening, but I can't unequivocally come out in a scientific fashion and say that. For muscular dystrophy, we can, but not for anything else. what we want to see here is slow and steady improvement. The whole rationale that this medical approach is based upon is the fundamental supposition that your body and my body and everybody's physical body, even animals' bodies, have a built-in God-given ability to fix themselves. And so it's our job just to give your body the stuff it needs to fix itself, get out of the way, and see how far back your body can bounce. So what the heck? Maybe there will be 10% improvement, maybe 20%, maybe 50%, maybe 80%, maybe 100%. We don't know. I don't know how much better your foot drop's going to be able to get. I don't know if this guy's ever going to be able to walk again. If I had to bet money, I'd bet $1 million today that he would be able to. I would. Because that's what I've seen clinically over and over and over again. But, you know, we don't have a magic wand here, and we don't have a crystal ball. So, but what I can tell you is that if you're doing the right thing with medical nutrition, something's going to get better, and it's going to be noticeable. And once you get a noticeable improvement, then we just maintain the discipline and wait and see how far it is your body is able to bounce back. I met a woman 3 years ago in Denver, Colorado. I was giving a lecture. She had multiple sclerosis and was confined to a wheelchair. She did a medical nutrition program, and within, I think, 2 years, she was out of the wheelchair. And now she's a kickboxing champion. She's a kickboxer. She was confined to a wheelchair with a definitive diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. Now, I've seen other multiple sclerosis patients get 10% better. What's the difference? I don't know. But I can tell you that your body needs medical nutrition. Give my office a call. Give my team a call. They'll hook you up. 855-347-3696. Give them a call, Irissa. 855-347-3696. More to come, folks. Stay tuned. Hey, that's us. We're coming over the hill. It's the cavalry to the rescue, or, you know, it's whatever you want it to be. It's longevity to the rescue. Ladies and gentlemen, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and, well, guess what? Enough is enough. Thank God for freedom of speech. The FDA doesn't have us hamstrung that much. Jonathan Emord was on about a month ago telling us about, how bad it is at the FDA and what they're up to. So we're not crossing the line here at fireyourmdnow.com. We're walking right up to it, putting our toes on it, and looking at the opponent straight in the face. For goodness sake, honestly, I don't even give a crap about the opponent because we're doing an end around. We're doing an end around the pharmaceutical industry by telling people the wonders of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. So check it out. Facebook me. Actually, better go to YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel. Dr. Peter Glidden, and look at the webinar that we did on muscular dystrophy last night. Now, it's 1987, and Dr. Glidden's at the University of Massachusetts. This was before he was Dr. Glidden. I'm at the University of Massachusetts finishing up my pre-med degree, and I am on my way to become an osteopathic physician. I'm on my way to a Biddeford Medical School of Osteopathic Medicine in Maine. How about that? Southern coastal Maine. And I go up for my interview at the medical school, and the person interviewing me uncovers, easily that I have holistic leanings, that my philosophy towards healing and medicine is extremely holistic. I mean, dyed-in-the-wool holistic. And the interviewer looks at me and says, Mr. Glidden, you know that if you become an osteopath, in order to be licensed, you're going to have to do rotations in conventional medical hospitals doing conventional medical treatments, and my world exploded. I did not know that. I did not know what I did not know. And I certainly didn't know that. And my world exploded because I thought, for a moment in time there, I thought that I just wasted the last 4 years of my life, and God only knows how much money it was for a pre-med degree. And so my world collapsed, and as fate would have it, I became very, very sick. I mean, it was a big shock to my system, and I got sick. And when I mean sick, I got sick. Now, the University of Massachusetts is in central Massachusetts, and it's surrounded by a number of colleges, and it's a big medical place, right? There's a big teaching hospital there, and there's a lot of medical education that goes around in that neck of the woods. So, as fate would have it, I'm sicker than sick can be, and I'm not getting any better. I'm getting worse every day. And I go to every conventional medical doctor that there is, and they've got nothing for me. They've got nothing for me, and they've got nothing for me. As fate would have it again, in 1987, there were 2 naturopathic physicians practicing in the great state of Massachusetts. One was in Boston, and one was in the same town that I lived in. Now, what are the chances of that? The same town that I lived in. So, I don't know what a naturopath is, and I'm kind of honestly, I'm an arrogant pre-med student. Most pre-med students are. I had my head not all the way up my rear end, but just half the way up. And so I got nothing to lose. I don't know what a naturopath is. He's got to be a quack. So begrudgingly, I go to the guy's office. I've been in bed for 7 days. Fever and chills on and off. Can't keep anything down. I'm wasting away. I'm carried into this guy's office, literally. Carried into his office. He lays me down on a table, does an old-fashioned exam. Actually, it was a medical exam. It wasn't an old-fashioned exam, but he was like an old-fashioned country doctor. He's a great guy, Jim Lemkin, I'll never forget it. Long story short, he asks me a bunch of questions. He pokes around, he draws some blood, he asks me some more questions, he gives me a homeopathic medicine, nothing happens. He scratches his chin, references another homeopathic book, asks me some other questions, gives me another homeopathic medicine, and 2 minutes after I take that second homeopathic, I'm in the bathroom, shivering from head to toe, and I vomited up this disgusting bilious sludge. And as soon as that stuff left my body, I was cured, I was healed. I went home. I walked out of his office. I was carried into it. I walked out of it, went home, slept for, 20 hours, and woke up the next morning born again into the wonderful world of naturopathic medicine. And 4 months later, in September of 1987, I was a freshman at naturopathic medical school. There's nothing like personal experience to drive your life forward. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.